And Greg Abbott is the new governor-elect of the state of Texas. We have all the highlights from last night's victory party. Your daily update starts now. The concept is very similar to an Uber or a Lyft app. You put in a little bit of information, you push a button, and then a giddy-up ride is on its way. To deal with the influx of students living on campus because of the residential commons, SMU has hired 8 new police officers to bring the force's total to 31. Amber Joy Vincent and Nina Pham both work here at Presbyterian Hospital, where the Liberian National and-Ebola patient Thomas Eric Duncan was sent and eventually, unfortunately, died. According to a report by the Washington Examiner, most major metro systems, like the DART, have between 1.5 and 5.5 crimes per million riots. Now, I did the math, and it turns out that DART has a very low number, only 1 crime per million riots. Regulars at Lake Bonham say that an accident like this, including a fatality, is rare and can't believe it happened. As all the dust settles from the last 2 years of construction at SMU, new challenges await the University Police Department. SMU has added 5 new residence halls. The 11 total halls house about 2,500 students, including the 1,431 first years. To deal with the influx of students living on campus because of the residential commons, SMU has hired 8 new police officers to bring the force's total to 31. This increase in police presence works out to about 8 officers per 1,000 students living on campus. Compare that to TCU's 7 officers and UT's 9 officers per 1,000.
I am in favor of increased police presence on our campus, especially with a whole entire class of students that are going to be on our campus this year, especially because there might be some rowdiness. You're going to have a lot more people coming home at night, and you want people to be safe at all times. And I think that safety comes when the police are there watching out for us and just looking after us.
Police Chief Richard Schaefer says what effect the increase of police have on the campus will remain to be seen.
The initial weekend, I would say, was a pretty typical first weekend, with alcohol violations and things of that sort. But nothing, I don't think anything drastic.
We'll keep you updated with all the news about the residential commons and the SMU Police Department. For SMU TV, I'm Christopher Saul. More details have come to light about the house fire that claimed the life of a Grayson County woman Sunday morning. 71-year-old Jeannie Soul died when her son's house on Whispering Oaks Drive in Tom Bean caught fire. The Assistant Fire Marshal of Grayson County says they're investigating the scene to determine the cause of the fire. Officials say that this fire doesn't appear to be suspicious, but every time that there's a fatality in a fire in the state of Texas, the Texas State Fire Marshal is required to come out and take a look.
Kind of hard on this fire. It is such a complete loss, but obviously if there's been any electrical issues with the house, if there was anybody in the house that smoked, we want to just be able to rule out anything and every possible cause.
The fire was originally hidden from the main road by the thick foliage, but one neighbor who did not want to be identified said the news of the burning structure moved quickly through the neighborhood.
The fire department just showed up. The ambulance from Whitewright showed up. I saw the fire. It was probably a good story and a half high. Flames were very high and intense.
Although the cause is yet to be determined, the fire marshal expects his investigation will be complete by Tuesday or Wednesday. In Tom Bean, Christopher Saul, News 12. It's a familiar sight and sound across SMU's campus. Golf carts carry students night and day around in a program called Giddy Up, but the wait times were always very long and the process of dispatching the carts inefficient until now.
The system itself is very slow, very clunky, and very cumbersome on the Giddy Up staff.
SMU junior and computer science major Tom Kennedy is developing an app to cut down on response time and streamline the process of getting a Giddy Up by developing an app for your phone. The concept is very similar to an Uber or a Lyft app. You put in a little bit of information, you push a button, and then a giddy-up ride is on its way. The Engaged Learning Program, which gave Tom grant money for the project, has been funding student ideas for 3 years.
It's a personal, individual, customized project that one student does from the beginning, from the proposal to the end, where they reach their project goals.
In addition to streamlining Giddy Up, the app will, according to some students, make the campus safer.
I feel very unsafe on campus. I normally like even have my friend come pick me up in her car. It'll just be easier, so I would actually like use it, where like the phone call, like I said, I don't use it ever.
The app will start beta testing early next month and is expected to be available by January of next year. For SMU TV, I'm Christopher Saul.